All right, welcome to T2T Boxing in association with IFL TV and KO Clothing. Here with me, I'm joined by Lucas Big Daddy Brown. Thanks for joining us, Lucas.
Hang on, mate. How's things?
Very well, thank you, mate. Very well. A little bit warm here in the Sydney heat.
Mate, very warm. The thermostat in the car said 44 degrees, so to all those UK fans, loving it.
Yeah, I've been struggling today.
That's right, yeah.
But first of all, let's start off with the big news that's come obviously fairly recently that they've finally been mandated. So that fight with Shagayev is closer than it ever has been. So what's the story there? How close are we?
As far as I'm aware, November 30th, they've got it like the time frame to actually come up with something.
Yeah.
And then from there, we're hoping we get a date of some sort. Yeah, obviously we're still looking at sort of 6 weeks for preparation and advertising and all that sort of stuff. So we're still looking sort of January, maybe even February, depending on how far they want to push it. But it at least gives us some sort of direction as to where I'm heading. Yeah.
And if it's not agreed by November 30, we'll go to purse bids.
Purse bids, everything else. I believe they're going to want to not go to purse bids due to the hepatitis issue with Shagayev. So as far as I'm aware, he can't fight in Australia, UK or USA.
Right. Okay.
So it's going to have to be over there from his point of view. So they're going to throw extra dollars, which I'm more than happy to sort of oblige to.
Money in your pocket, and say you've got plenty of fans all over Europe, and say particularly back in the UK.
I'm definitely happy about the UK fans and all that sort of stuff. They just quick sort of jump across the pond and come watch as well.
Yeah, a little bit further for me to go, but we'll see what we can do.
Oh.
So what are your thoughts now that, like I say, every time we've caught up, it's been in the future. We're talking about it. Is it going to come now? It looks like it's within touching distance. So it's not. You don't want to count your chickens, obviously, but it is within touching distance. And how does that change your mentality in the gym and when you're training? Does it make you go that little bit harder?
Mate, everything has changed. It's one of those things where I've sort of just been plugging along and waiting, and even from the last performance, although I broke my thumb in the first round, it wasn't the best of performance. I didn't look the best, all that sort of stuff. So I think a lot of things have changed. Trainers, everything else have changed. I'm now with Rodney Williams, who's an absolute master in regards to pads and all that sort of stuff. So I'm learning a great deal, and I think we're actually on the same page in regards to what I want and what he wants at the same time. It's not, no one's trying to change anyone's style or anything like that. So alongside, you've also got Nigel Benn coming in as the ultimate cheerleader, so to speak. So, but the volume and the presence and everything he has in the room is just infectious, and it really sort of gets everyone driving forward to what they need to be doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine working with someone like Nigel would be, he's been there, done it, can give you all the the little inside tips. And as far as that technique and things are going, we saw you say under Fenech move towards maybe fighting in a little bit closer, and I know we spoke about you wanting to be further out and work on those those overhand rights.
That's right,
have you moving back towards that? Are we going to start seeing that come back now?
Yeah, back to where I started fighting from, where it was just natural for me to do whatever I wanted, and what I actually want to do in my mind is what Rodney wants me to do. So it's a good sort of mix in that regard. So yes, it's definitely obviously moving in and out more, and more angles and things like that, which I haven't sort of shown before. So a lot of little things that are just getting tweaked, and the power's still there, everything's still there. So it's just a matter of the fitness. Getting Nigel on side with we're doing the long runs together and the cardio and everything else together, so it's all really coming together well.
All right, excellent. So obviously, we wish you all the best, and really looking forward to interviewing you with a world heavyweight world title.
That's right.
Around your
waist.
Go
back a bit further to make sure.
That's it. We'll get it all in. And just on that note, actually, we'll just point out. I was just saying to you earlier, looking in great shape these days. It's like I say, compared to when we first met, you've certainly moved more towards that great sort of shape. So fingers crossed we can use that if it has to go into the longer rounds, or given yourself and Shagayev's power, that's probably not too likely.
Exactly right. Heavyweights, we don't generally sort of see the 12 rounds, but if it does, I think a knockout would be more favourable for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be going to someone else's country with all the bullshit, the politics and everything else, and look for a decision. I'm going for the knockout, but it plays out however it's going to play out.
Excellent. And otherwise, in other places in the heavyweight division, we've obviously got Klitschko Fury coming up, and the build-up for that has been stop-starty. It's been very interesting.
That's right.
We had the Batman press conference. There's been plenty of back and forth, but that's finally close. And you obviously studied both of them as potential opponents. So what's your thought on that fight and how it can go?
I think personally, Fury's gotten to Klitschko a little bit, just mentally, obviously.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's still going to be the Klitschko show, so to speak. Like it's his promotion, all that sort of stuff. Always will be. I think Fury's going to give him a hell of a fight, but at this point, I still think that Klitschko will get him in the late rounds.
Yeah.
But again, you never know. Like it's I think it's built up to be one of the good sort of heavyweight fights lately, anyway. The last few years. So I'm really excited about it.
And if you had to pick one to face next,
Fury. Yeah. Nothing wrong with Klitschko, obviously, absolute champion for the sport and everything else, but just to have a change of guard, and just see what happens. Basically, that's the only reason why. Yeah.
Definitely, and I think it'd be easier to promote a fight between yourself and Tyson as well.
He's already told me in the interview. I think it was the press conference when he was about to fight Ustinov. Once Chisora pulled out. He said if he does win it, he's fighting me 100%. So he said that on record. So I've got to hold him to it.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
If I do win the WBA title from Shigaev, then I'm in line for it regardless, or etc. etc.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. And then we've got
it can't happen.
A fight for the maybe for the undisputed belt, which hasn't happened for a while, obviously, with the Klitschko splitting the belt. So we'll let you get back. I know you got some duties here tonight at the Punchbowl Club, watching some great fights, some local fights here, some New South Wales title fights,
as well, so,
some commentary gigs. That's it, something to fall back on.
Yeah, that's right. Let's hope.
We'll catch up with you later on. But thanks for your time, Lucas. Wish you all the best, and say fingers crossed we'll talk to you again before that fight gets made.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.